As the year comes to a close, we look back on all of the wonderful moments that cinema has provided. We've got a nice mix of films that took the box office by storm, and lesser-seen gems that you should really take the time to check out yourself. From an angry pilgrim to Something in the Walls, all the way to rich people and the strange things that they do for kicks. We're covering them all, because this is our 10 favorite horror films of 2023.
Okay, nerds, listen up. Someone is out to make a sequel to the requel.
What's a requel?
You're beautiful, sweetie. Let's hold questions to the end.
First off, it wouldn't be an incredible year if I didn't have a ton of honorable mentions. So I wanted to make sure to give a shout out to Onyx the Fortuitous and the Talisman of Souls as one of the best horror comedies of the year, It Lives Inside for its Indian slant on a familiar tale, Talk to Me with its phenomenal cinematography, The Boogeyman with its wonderful performances, and finally Skinamarink as being one of the most unique films to release this entire decade. Woo! Now let's get on to the list. Spoilers inside.
Yo comí de ese cuerpo.
¿Y a tu mamá? ¿Qué le pasó a tu mamá?
Le pasó lo mismo que a tu mamá.
Number 10, When Evil Lurks. I always like to make sure that we represent Shudder, and they had some really good releases this year, but few received the praise that was given to When Evil Lurks. This Spanish language film deals with demonic possession in such a unique and creative way. It's a little baffling that it hasn't been done before. There are some genuinely shocking moments that are hard to recover from, and nearly the entire runtime is just dour moment after dour moment. A common phrase when watching this film is simply, "What the f***?" Two brothers discover a demon-infected man and in the process of trying to get rid of him, spread the chaos. You are not ready for this one.
Yeah, I'm an exchange student from Prince Edward Island, Canada.
Sounds made up.
It's not. It's a real place.
Number 9, Totally Killer. Whether it's Back to the Future or even a Happy Death Day, time travel stories can run the genre gamut, and horror always manages to add a flavor that others just can't. Kiernan Shipka is a great lead, and the time travel angle is handled really well. They don't try to make it overly convoluted, and present it in a pretty simple and easy to understand way. Totally Killer follows Shipka's Jamie as she goes back in time to stop a killer who murdered 3 girls in the 80s. It's fun, it's unpredictable, and it has the right balance of laughs and murder. The Sweet 16 killer is one violent dude, and I appreciated his signature look. Had a little Max Headroom vibe to him. And given the time travel angle, I appreciate the changes to the formula that the film pulls off in the end.
What do I do, Jess? Jess, what do I do?
Number 8, Thanksgiving. While many, myself included, were expecting a more grindhousey approach to the material, Eli Roth instead decided to honor the slashers of the 2000s. This one could fit firmly on the shelf next to Valentine and My Bloody Valentine 3D in terms of tone. And despite being a slasher, the acting here isn't half bad. With an absurd premise of a pilgrim costume killer taking out people who had connections with the Black Friday accident that happened a year prior, the world set up isn't one of realism. We get a nice dose of ultra-violence spread throughout, and the effects are some of the most impressive gore of the year. They have just the right amount of believability mixed with absurdity. I think what surprised me the most was how competent the acting was, since we don't see that in slasher films. While the cast isn't particularly likable, even the final girl, Roth managed to create an awesome new slasher villain with John Carver.
Open, shut them, open, shadow.
Number 7, Birth, Rebirth. There's a reason that the Frankenstein story has been repeated time and time again. Hell, Emma Stone is likely to get an Oscar nom for Poor Things. Frankenstein is in. And few films left as much of an impact on me this year as Birth, Rebirth. The loss of a child is absolutely traumatic, but how this film looks at grief will make you question your own life choices. Judy Reyes gives an utterly phenomenal performance here, but it's Maren Ireland who steals nearly every scene. Her approach to the material is scientific, and the character's actions are morally reprehensible while being completely reasonable. This is such an underseen gem.
Parce que vous allez vite comprendre que c'est pas une coïncidence si les 3 victimes sont mineures, caucasiennes, blondes, aux yeux bleus et de bonne famille.
Number 6. Red Rooms. Easily the most unknown on the list, I'm doing my part to spread the word about this intense thriller. This takes the concept of a model obsessing over the trial of a serial killer and takes it to new heights. Juliette Gariapé delivers a remarkable performance, conveying so much with so little. The opening courtroom scene is brilliant and sets the stage perfectly. It takes nearly 20 minutes for us to meet our lead, and the entire time is absolutely enthralling. Having been picked up by Utopia, the same company that distributed We're All Going to the World's Fair, here's hoping this pops up on Max soon, because more people need to experience this phenomenal movie.
I felt like I was in his body. It was like he made it happen.
Number 5. Suitable Flesh. The sex thrillers of the 90s have been on ice for quite some time, so I was happy to see Joe Lynch's take on H.P. Lovecraft by way of Dennis Powley. Unlike Gen Z, I love horniness in movies, and this body swap film is horny as hell. Heather Graham stars as a therapist whose client claims a demon is trying to possess him. The babysitter's Judah Lewis is great when he's in demon form, and it's wonderful to see him continue with the genre. There's a great scene involving a car's rear camera that really showcases the film's creativity. And credit Barbara Crampton, who really championed this project and kicks ass as Dr. Daniela Upton.
I'm only trying to help you.
That game is over, and a new game's about to begin.
Number 4. Saw X. Legacy sequels have been a mixed bag this year, and most have seemingly gone the way of the dodo. But every now and then a film comes along that proves to be an exception. Saw X is absolutely that exception. Taking place between the events of the first and second Saw, this perfectly encapsulates a period we've been missing out on, where John Kramer is still functioning. Having killed the man in the third outing, the filmmakers have constantly had to come up with creative ways to bring him back. And this gimmick is probably the one that works the best, as it also allows the return of other characters like Shawnee Smith's Amanda. And it's great to see John on a slight revenge mission as he goes after people who are scamming cancer patients, including himself. 10 films in, it's shocking that this franchise was able to reinvent itself and provide what is widely considered the best Saw since the original.
Gives a about movies.
Number 3. Scream 6. I'm an absolutely ginormous Scream fan. It is my favorite horror franchise and something that has really shaped me as a genre lover. And I often don't agree with taking a movie out of its normal element and putting it in an entirely different setting, unless it's New York. Maybe it's because I love the cheese of Jason Takes Manhattan, but the city feels prime for some slashings. And sure, like Jason's trip to the city, this is more Ghostface Takes Montreal, but it works. From the opening kill, which gives us a nice misdirect, to the famous bodega scene, there's just so much that works here. Following the core four as they head to New York for college, everyone knows what happens now. Ghostface comes back to take him out. While it's a mystery as to where this series will go, let's just hope they pony up and give us a satisfying conclusion before sunsetting the franchise.
Come out now. Pumpkin. For our pumpkin.
Number 2. Cobweb. Easily the biggest marketing blunder of the entire year, this movie never got a fair shake in theaters, coming out the same day as Barbenheimer. And it was gone in no time, being seen on demand just 2 weeks later and out of theaters just as fast. I've never been more disappointed in how the film just was never given the chance to find its audience. So I'm doing my part to spread the word on what is one of the best horror movies of the last decade. Yes, you heard that right. With cinematography that is absolutely stunning and a mystery that intrigues from the onset, this takes you on such a unique ride that satisfies. As a matter of fact, I don't even want to get into the plot out of fear of spoiling it for you. While there is a pretty massive shift that can be quite polarizing, everything is set up to perfection. This is an instant Halloween classic on the same level as a Trick or Treat. The October vibes are very strong with this one, with enough pumpkins that you'll question how one yard can even grow so many. And if you thought Anthony Starr was scary as Homelander, oh ho ho, get ready.
What are you doing in there, James? Huh? Where do you think you're going, you little baby?
Number 1, Infinity Pool. Nepo babies have been quite the topic of discussion this year, and I think it's simply stupid. You know who's going to be pretty well suited for a certain job? Someone whose mentor is their parent. So it shouldn't be shocking that Brandon Cronenberg has taken after his dad David and is a f***ing fantastic filmmaker. He's proof that there are still original ideas out there as he constantly pushes the envelope. Mia Goth and Alexander Skarsgård are spectacular and create a lot of magic on screen. Just, get ready, because as much as I talked about suitable flesh being sexual, this one takes the horniness up to 11, and it gets weird with it. Real weird. But its social commentary and utterly despicable characters combine for one of the most intriguing stories of the year. This is one that you will not soon forget.
So get ready, Evan. You're about to go viral.
And those are some of our favorite horror movies of the year. What are your favorites? Make sure you leave a comment, and here's some of the JoBlo horror staff giving their favorite horror films of the year.
Lance Velchuk here for JoBlo Horror Originals, and I'll be honest, I'm not really good about best of. But one movie that stuck out to me this year was Cobweb. It's unique, it's weird, strange, and one of the best damn Halloween movies I've seen in a long time that was poorly marketed. Trailer's kind of bad, and don't get me started on the cover art. So if you get a chance, Cobweb.
My name is Victoria Verduzco, and my favorite horror movie of 2023 would have to be Talk to Me.
Hey guys, it's Kier from JoBlo Horror Originals, and I have to say that my favorite horror movie this year was Evil Dead Rise. Personally, I think it was a good year for horror movies overall, but Evil Dead Rise had everything. Without a doubt, best horror movie this year, Evil Dead Rise.
My favorite scary movie of 2023? We're gonna have to go with Thanksgiving. I only waited like 10 plus years for it to finally come out, and you know what? It ended up being really, really good.
When it comes to my favorites of the year, I would probably have to say it's a three-way tie between Scream 6, Talk to Me, and Thanksgiving. However, the one that's seen the most this year is Five Nights at Freddy's. Why? Because I'm kind of a fan.
Hey everyone, this is Eric Walkuski letting you know my favorite horror movie of the year, my favorite movie period of this year was Godzilla -1. It's a fantastic film. If you haven't seen it yet, remedy that ASAP.
Hey guys, Paulie Books here. My favorite horror movie of the year is Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving has some of the best gore gags that you'll ever see in the past decade. For all you horror hounds out there, Thanksgiving definitely delivers. It keeps you on your toes, keeps you guessing, and that dinner table scene is a total chef's kiss. Check it out.
Hey, Tyler here, and you guys need to definitely make sure that you see Cobweb and Infinity Pool. Absolutely incredible. And also, thank you guys for watching JoBlo Horror Originals in 2023. We should have an even better 2024. Stay spooky.